Christopher Wray, the so-called FBI director who's supposed to stand for justice, but instead he's standing for his own survival. The guy who Trump appointed thinking that he would clean house ended up letting the swamp creatures thrive. And so now Christopher Wray, he's running scared, resigning before Trump walks back through those White House doors, guys. And why? Well, because Kash Patel, Trump's controversial pick to fix the FBI, is coming in like a wrecking ball. Wray knows he failed. He knows he let corruption fester. He knows he invaded Trump's home, weaponizing the bureau, and he turned his back on real justice. This isn't just a resignation, it's a retreat in disgrace. The Trump curse strikes again and the swamp is draining itself. But hey, let's hear it, guys. Are you celebrating Christopher Wray's fall, or do you think that this mess is just getting started?
As you know, Senator, there isn't a vacancy at the top of the FBI. What should become of Christopher Wray, appointed by President Trump?
Well, I think he'll make a choice. I think either he will resign or President Trump will fire him.
I've always said Wray should resign long before he answered that question in the Judiciary Committee yesterday. Look, if Christopher Wray is head of the FBI and he was telling the truth that he didn't notice anything wrong with Joe Biden, then he's not much of an investigator, and he shouldn't be leading our chief investigative agency in America.
This morning, President-elect Trump is getting ready to replace FBI Director Christopher Wray. Trump appointed him back in 2017, but has since criticized his leadership after the department investigated Trump over the past few years. A source says he is now planning for the possibility that he will be replaced, whether he is fired or simply asked to leave.
The deep state is in deep you-know-what. The corruption within our government is slowly but surely making exit plans before President-elect Donald Trump takes the White House back. And one of those people who's preparing a hasty retreat is FBI Director Christopher Wray. Reports are now coming out that Christopher Wray, he's preparing to resign from his post. Sources within the Bureau says that he's leaning towards leaving of his own accord rather than being fired by Trump. So Christopher Wray was originally hired by the former president for the job, but has since grown dissatisfied of his service. Now, it's kind of hard to blame the president-elect here, since many say that Christopher Wray targeted him in recent years.
Are you going to fire the current FBI director, Christopher Wray, who you appointed?
Well, I can't say I'm thrilled with him. He invaded my home. I'm suing the country over it. He invaded Mar-a-Lago. I'm very unhappy with the things he's done. And crime is at an all-time high. Migrants are pouring into the country that are from prisons and from mental institutions.
And just to add to that raid at Mar-a-Lago, Christopher Wray included the possibility of using deadly force if necessary.
There are, however, certain points I want you to know. First, I personally approved the decision to seek a search warrant in this matter.
The order, according to a court filing, contained a policy statement regarding the use of deadly force, which stated, for example, law enforcement officers of the DOJ may use deadly force when necessary. According to the filing, the DOJ and FBI agents plan to bring standard issue weapons, ammo, handcuffs, and medium and large-sized bolt cutters. But they were also instructed, according to the filing, to wear unmarked polo or collared shirts and to keep law enforcement equipment concealed.
Now remember, they were supposed to just be retrieving confidential government files. Now I'm pretty sure that paper can't fight back. You might get a paper cut if you're unlucky, but that's about the worst of it. Christopher Wray is also being considered to be a part of a specific list of people that might get a preemptive pardon from President Biden. Democrats and media supporters believe that the FBI director deserves it. Although White House lawyers are also studying the situation at the moment, as providing pardons would project an admission of guilt. One source from the Bureau confirms that Christopher Wray will be gone either on or before Trump's inauguration. Now, the Washington Times is reporting that following Christopher Wray's departure, Deputy Director Paul Abate will become acting director. Mr. Abate's original plans were to stay until May, maybe even June, so that he could help with the transition to a new FBI director. Kash Patel, the person who's at the top of the list right now to take Christopher Wray's job, has met with Republican senators, and so far, most of them think that he's ready for the task. Watch.
President-elect Trump's pick for FBI Director Kash Patel on Capitol Hill, getting praise from a key Republican.
I'm certainly inclined to support him. We talked about the importance of restoring the reputation of the FBI as a nonpartisan law enforcement investigative agency.
Patel is a former federal prosecutor and national security official, but critics have slammed his call to go after those he said unfairly targeted Mr. Trump. NBC's Ryan Nobles asking him today.
Have you told President Trump that the FBI will remain independent?
In his book, Patel writing about 60 people he says are part of the, quote, deep state. We pressed President-elect Trump in our exclusive interview. Do you want Kash Patel to launch investigations into people on that list?
No, I mean, he's going to do what he thinks is right.
The FBI on its end denies weaponizing the Bureau. In a statement that they released, they said this: the FBI has repeatedly demonstrated our commitment to responding to congressional oversight and being transparent with the American people. Director Wray and Deputy Director Abate have taken strong actions toward achieving accountability. The problem, though, is that not many within the Republican Party have been very happy with Christopher Wray's performance, one of which was Senator Chuck Grassley. Concerns that he raised with Kash Patel just recently. Watch.
I got the impression from him that there are things that I've proven over the last 8, maybe 10 years that's wrong with the FBI. Not answering our questions, letters, not appearing before committees when they're asked to appear before the committees, and a lot of things that, if you will look at a letter I sent to Wray today, that this nominee thinks that those things are wrong. They violate my responsibility of congressional oversight, and he wants to make sure that congressional oversight works, and that's all I approached him with.
So Grassley has already made his thoughts about Christopher Wray very public. In an 11-page letter, he wrote that the FBI director has had many widespread failures, adding that for the good of the country, it's time for you and your deputy to move on to the next chapter in your lives. Basically, go ahead and get the hell out. So it's becoming abundantly clear that the cleanup is already underway. So this is something that's going to be happening whether the deep state likes it or not. Now, what's really funny is that Christopher Wray has been at his job for years, but yet doesn't quite understand what the deep state stands for.
So, Director Wray, I'm going to ask you, is there a deep state at the FBI?
Congressman, I've never completely understood the term deep state. What I can tell you is that we have 37,000 men and women working in field offices all over the country and in league offices all over the world. And they are people of character, of courage, of principle, of selflessness, and of patriotism. And that's the FBI that I see.
For a guy that's supposed to be the head of the FBI, he's not very good with intelligence and information. And his answer here sounds like it came straight out of something like ChatGPT. But the fact remains that he's on his way out. And it's possible that investigations will be done once Kash Patel is confirmed to take his job. Do you guys support Patel doing investigations against alleged corrupt officials within our government? Now, speaking of which, the CEO shooter incident in New York, it just got a stunning update. They've now charged the suspect who they think is the only guy capable of pulling this thing off. His name is Luigi Mangione, and I covered this crazy story in a previous video that you guys all need to check out right after this one. As always, appreciate you guys hitting the like button and subscribing. We'll see you guys next time.